It's day 55 of the Discipleship 5K, and today our scripture takes us back to the Old Testament, back to the very beginning in Genesis. And it's Genesis chapter 2, verse 2. On the seventh day, God finished the work that he had done, and he rested on the seventh day from all the work that he had done. Now, today I feel like this scripture is saying, hey, you know what? You have been working really hard. You've been doing a lot of work. You've been doing your exercises. You've been doing your prayers. You've been really paying attention, being very mindful, trying to refresh and renew the goals that you have. You've been working through some struggles, maybe some time management issues, maybe some personal relationships, maybe some things at work. Just whatever you've been dealing with, like, it is a lot. And God says, you know what? It's okay to rest. And even he rested. So in his example, he rested. And so today I want you to make a plan. I want you to think about what you're going to do on your next day of rest. Are you going to, go and do something fun with some friends? Are you going to just lay on the couch and binge watch the Game of Thrones or whatever it is that you're into? Make a plan. It's good to plan your rest, just like it is to plan your busyness. And sometimes you have to, even on your calendar, put in there that you're going to rest. And maybe it's a practice that you need to start to do more often, where every week you schedule a couple of hours that you do nothing, that you have, it's unplanned time. It might do good for your mind to have that kind of time. Sometimes when you feel so busy and overwhelmed that you don't feel like you have time to do anything that brings you joy or that makes you happy, sometimes you just need to just set that time aside. I've mentioned Gretchen Rubin before. She is a podcaster, author, and she does books primarily on good behaviors and forming habits. And she talks about how you can do a couple of things within an hour. So you can do what she calls a power hour, where you set aside 1 hour a week or 1 hour a month where you just focus on some things that you want to accomplish. Maybe it is volunteering. Maybe it is writing letters to Congress. Maybe it is volunteering at a pet animal shelter. Maybe it is spending an hour reading a book that you really want to read. It doesn't matter what it is that you're doing, as long as it is an hour spent doing something positive that's going to push something forward to help you feel better. Another thing she also mentions is that, again, an hour is to set aside an hour a week or a month to do things that are on your to-do list that you don't seem to have time to do. For me, I know right now I have a shirt that my daughter asked me to sew that I have yet to sew, and I've had it sitting on my bedside table for about 3-4 weeks now, and I still haven't sewn this little hole in it. This would be something that I would do in that hour, scheduling an hour to take care of tasks that you just don't seem to find the time to do. Maybe it's cleaning out the junk drawer in your kitchen. Maybe it is rearranging your food pantry in your house. Maybe it is sweeping out the garage. Just something that seems really simple that we should be able to have time to do, that we just don't really make time to do. And I think in doing this, then it will free up our minds. It'll help us feel less cluttered. It'll help us feel like we've accomplished something. We can check that off our to-do list, and we can move forward without having to carry it with us to the next week. So back to my point, is today is focusing on the day of rest, and you can plan on doing something fun on your day of rest, just like when you plan to take a vacation, you plan to take some time off and do something fun. That's what I want you to do with your day of rest. And then I want you to further think about, we're in our 8th week now, and we have 4 more weeks coming up, and then what? I want you to start so I'm planting the seed here, is to think about what you're going to do next. Are you going to continue on with your daily prayer? Are you going to continue on with your daily exercise? Are you going to, have you really liked the yoga piece? Maybe continue to do that. Maybe continue to do the running. Maybe you've done a 5K and now you want to progress on, okay, how can I maybe do a half marathon or a marathon or something to that effect? Like that's something that you're desiring now. So start to brainstorm some of those things that you might do next. I think it's about time we start to think about it and don't make any plans yet, but just start considering what's going to happen when you get to the end of the Discipleship 5K. What would you want to do? What might you consider continuing on doing? So that is the reflection, that is the scripture. The activity today is to take a leisurely walk. So on your walk, maybe contemplate some of those things you might do next. All right, bye-bye.